On the evening of May 8, residents along the Odisha coastline looked up at the darkening sky and saw a comet-like trail streaking across the horizon. What they witnessed was not a comet. It was India joining one of the most exclusive clubs in the history of warfare. A club with only 5 other members: the United States, Russia, China, France, and the United Kingdom. And India just earned its seat. Welcome to BharatLens. Yesterday, India test-fired what defense officials have confirmed is an advanced Agni missile equipped with MIRV technology, multiple independently targetable reentry vehicles. In plain language, one missile, multiple warheads, multiple targets, hit simultaneously. The test was conducted from Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam Island off Odisha's coast. The airspace corridor cordoned off stretched 3,560 kilometers over the Bay of Bengal, the longest declared for any Indian missile test in May 2026. This is not routine. This is a generational leap. Let us break down exactly what happened, what it means, and why China and Pakistan woke up very uncomfortable this morning. The Defense Research and Development Organization confirmed on May 9 that an advanced Agni missile with MIRV capability was successfully tested on May 8. Multiple payloads were launched from a single missile, each targeted at different locations spread across a large geographical area in the Indian Ocean region. Ground-based radars and ship-based tracking stations monitored the entire mission profile from liftoff to impact of all payloads. The government was deliberately vague on the exact variant tested. No official designation was given. But the NOTAM, the Airspace Exclusion Corridor, told experts everything they needed to know. At 3,560 kilometers, it was longer than any previously declared corridor for an Indian test this year. That range profile is consistent with a system whose true design range exceeds 8,000 kilometers, putting it firmly in intercontinental ballistic missile territory. Defense analysts have widely described this as an advanced variant of the Agni 5, unofficially referred to as the Agni 5 Mk2, incorporating not just MIRV payloads but also a hypersonic glide vehicle payload, a maneuverable warhead that travels above Mach 5 and can dodge missile defense systems mid-flight. If confirmed, that combination, MIRV plus hypersonic glide, on an ICBM-class platform is a capability that even some permanent members of the UN Security Council do not yet have operationally deployed. Let us be very precise about what MIRV technology does, because the strategic implications are enormous. A conventional ballistic missile carries one warhead. One missile, one target. A MIRV-equipped missile carries multiple warheads, each of which can be independently directed to a completely different target. One launch, and Beijing, Shanghai, and a military installation in Xinjiang can all be struck simultaneously. Pakistan's army headquarters in Rawalpindi and its nuclear storage sites can be hit in the same salvo. Before the adversary's missile defense system has time to process the first incoming warhead, the second and third have already arrived. This fundamentally breaks missile defense calculations. Adversaries who spend billions on anti-missile shields, China's HQ-19 system, Pakistan's Chinese-supplied missile defense infrastructure, now face a situation where those shields must intercept multiple warheads from a single launch, potentially accompanied by decoys and a hypersonic glide vehicle that maneuvers unpredictably. The mathematics of interception become nearly impossible. India first demonstrated MIRV capability with Mission Divyastra in March 2024, becoming the 6th nation in history to do so. What May 8, 2026 did was push that capability further, longer range, more advanced payloads, and what appears to be the first integration of hypersonic glide technology with an ICBM-class delivery system. Timing in missile tests is never accidental. India is sending multiple messages simultaneously. To China, India's missile can reach Beijing. It can reach Shanghai. It can reach every major Chinese city and military installation on the mainland. China's massive nuclear modernization program, hundreds of new silos, new mobile ICBMs, new submarine-launched missiles, has been watched carefully by India's Strategic Forces Command. The May 8th test is India's answer. You are not the only one expanding. India is expanding too. To Pakistan, the message is existential. Pakistan's entire nuclear strategy is built on the assumption that it can deter India with a relatively small but deliverable nuclear arsenal. MIRV changes that calculation completely. A single Indian missile can now saturate multiple Pakistani targets in one launch. Pakistan's deterrence posture, which relies on dispersal of assets and the threat of second strike retaliation, becomes exponentially more difficult to sustain against a MIRV-armed adversary. To the world, India is not just a large democracy or a growing economy. India is a full-spectrum strategic power. It has a nuclear triad: land, sea, and air delivery. It has MIRV capability. It now has hypersonic glide technology on an ICBM-class platform. The technology denial regimes that tried to keep India locked out of these capabilities for decades have comprehensively failed. From the first Agni test in 1989 to a MIRV-armed hypersonic ICBM in 2026, India's strategic missile program has achieved in 4 decades what technology sanctions were designed to make permanently impossible. The comet-like trail that people saw over the Odisha coast on the evening of May 8 was not just a missile. It was a declaration that India has arrived, not just at the table of great powers, but at the table of nations whose nuclear deterrent demands genuine respect from every adversary, every rival, and every partner. The question is no longer whether India can hit back. The question is whether anyone wants to find out. Tell me what you think in the comments. And if BharatLens breaks it down before anyone else, you know what to do.